Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend that she can cook since she doesn't like my food? I love cooking. I've done it since I was young. My girlfriend knows how to cook but doesn't enjoy doing it, so I've been doing most of the cooking recently. I usually don't have a problem with this, but she's making it not fun. She always seems to find something wrong with my food. She still eats it, but it's a little disheartening to hear that. And it's not like I don't take her advice. I have asked her several times what she wants me to change, but it never works. Last night I made a dish that she's liked before, but she said didn't taste good. I was fed up and told her that she can start cooking her own food if she doesn't like my cooking. She didn't take it and started crying and left the kitchen. Now she's ignoring me. I wasn't trying to make her upset, but I can't keep doing this where she criticizes me but then wants me to keep doing it. Her reaction though is making me question if I handled it correctly. Not the asshole. My partner and I both cook, and the joke between us is, if you don't like it, you know where McDonald's is. Maybe next time tell her she knows how to order her own food that she does like. Not the asshole. And also, how long has this been going on? Did she like your food before but now she doesn't? She should make her own food if she hates everything you cook. My partner doesn't cook, but when he tries, let's say pancakes, I'll eat them even if they're raw in the middle. It's just so nice to have someone cook for you. Nah man, she has the mentality of a child. Imagine trying to deal with difficult real-life issues with someone who behaves like this. Big red flag. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. She can absolutely cook her own food. It is not your responsibility to bend over backwards to her whims. Not the asshole. You're trying to compromise by cooking a chore she doesn't like, then criticizes what you prepare. I wouldn't cook either. Seems like she doesn't know how to handle frustration, which is a fundamental skill every functioning adult should have. Not the asshole. You are doing something nice for her and she is being ungrateful and rude. She has no right to complain about your cooking if she doesn't want to do it herself. You are not her personal chef. You are her partner. She should appreciate your efforts and give you constructive feedback, not just criticism. If she doesn't like your food, she can either cook for herself or order takeout. You don't have to put up with her disrespect. You are not the asshole since you've asked in the past what you can change and she still complains. She just sounds like a picky eater, which is fine when you're as an adult. You have to get over that. Not the asshole. If she doesn't like your food, she should cook for herself. Not the asshole. Your GF sounds a little controlling and didn't like it when you stood up for yourself. Not the asshole. She can critique, or she can eat, not both. Is she pregnant? It can mess with your sense of taste. You really need to ask yourself if the relationship is worth it. I suspect it won't get better. No, you are not the R. She made a mountain out of a molehill. What else will be an emotional rollercoaster in your future together? When people show their true selves the first time, believe them. The reaction was straight up emotional manipulation. Having a hissy fit over someone's cooked food. What's next? She won't like your clothes or your friends. You'll have to ditch them. Be wary. My dude. Ipu really have to watch for red flags closely. This sounds like red flag number 1. Not the asshole. She's being a spoiled brat. She wants it both ways. You're bending over backwards into a pretzel and she's still complaining. Let her cook for herself. This isn't a situation where you're making a type of food you know she doesn't like. Or using an ingredient you know she doesn't like. She sounds overly demanding and picky. Info: is she pregnant? Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Your girlfriend is just a drama queen. Ignore her for a while until she comes to you. Let her cook her own food from now on. My mom told me and my siblings that if we didn't like her cooking then we should go to our next door neighbors to eat. Not the asshole. Totally fair. I wouldn't want to cook for someone who constantly complains. The crying is just to manipulate you. Criticism of your food is to manipulate you. See a pattern here? Not the asshole. You have a right to express how you felt. Cooking is not easy and takes time spent in the kitchen. So it's not easy constantly having someone criticize it. Over time, it'll make you lose the joy in cooking. So you acted acceptably. Since you've already asked her multiple times what you could change and it didn't work. Maybe try cooking together. It'll allow you to see what you two do differently in the kitchen, or even take a cooking class. Not the asshole. Good for you for standing up for yourself. Is it only the cooking, or is she always looking for flaws in other things you do? If she is, then it's a bigger issue. Not the asshole. I rarely do the cooking in my house and I tell my wife all the time that if I don't have to make it, I'm not complaining. The only time I ever say anything is if she says she doesn't like it and I didn't either. She either needs to put up and shut up, or cook for herself. Not the asshole. She needs to stop being so ungrateful. Not the asshole. I also love cooking and I want my husband's input on a dish, but it needs to have actual ways it would be better or a good reason he doesn't like it. He and I usually enjoy the same things, but if there's a dish he doesn't like but I love, he just tells me to let him know that's what I'm making and he'll make his own food that night. But just constantly complaining is rude. Not the asshole. This isn't about the food. It's about manipulating you. Dump this woman and let her play games and test boundaries with somebody else. Not the asshole. But do the grown-up thing and communicate with her along the lines of, "It hurts my feelings when you are so critical about my cooking and takes the joy out of it. I feel unappreciated and unmotivated to cook again. Is there a reason why you are focusing so much on what you don't like in my food? There might be something going on that she hasn't shared with you yet. If so, discuss how you can find a compromise. If there is no good reason, then it's perfectly reasonable to say that you won't cook for her again, or say something like, if you keep being negative, I will leave the room." Not the asshole. Beggars can't be choosers. Not the asshole. If GF can't say what's wrong with your cooking, then the problem isn't your cooking. You should pay attention to how she's feeling and you need to talk to her about it. Regarding having her do some of the cooking, she should. Sometimes we take the work our SOs do for granted. She needs to share the cooking job just so she appreciates what you do. Not the asshole. You have made the effort to change your cooking for her, but she is not interested and crying really. Just sit down with her and tell her in a less aggravated mood how you feel about this, and if she has any more issues, she is just being childish. Not the asshole. My mama, who couldn't cook, always said, if you can't do better, don't criticize. I can't cook, so anyone who cooks for me gets compliments and thanks, even if it was not so good, because I didn't have to make it.